Usingly dualistic.
Well, apologies to you all for keeping you waiting. Technical. Internet. What the hell is the internet? I haven't got any idea how anything works. Darren's got a little bit of idea. I've got no idea at all. It really wouldn't matter though, would it, if you didn't make it to this life-changing meeting that you're at? It really wouldn't make any difference. I mean, that's the unconditional love, really. You don't need to get to a meeting. You don't need to hear any words of wisdom. You don't have to gain anything or lose anything. There really is nothing to gain or lose. Nothing to lose is pretty good, though. I can see why it's been popular throughout history for spiritual seekers to, divest themselves of all worldly things, worldly wealth. But of course, all they did was invest in all their spiritual wealth. Self will have any of that. Doesn't have to be a material thing. None of it's yours. This doesn't belong to anyone. No one has more or less of this. That's the love. No one's closer. No one's further away. No one gets here. No one leaves here. No one stays here. So you could say there's only here, but as there's only here, of course, there's no here. There has to be there for here to mean anything. Nearly everyone I know is still trying to get there. And then there's just a few weirdos who go, yeah, I've tried to get there. I couldn't get there. So I've decided I'm going to get here. That's where I'm going, mate. Fucking hell, yeah. There, that's all. So last year, we'll. Here's where it's at. Well, of course it is. There isn't there. Is there? Whatever you say is there, that's here. all of it. Get a drink. I shouldn't leave because I've hardly been here, but I'm just getting to get a drink. Alexis, hello.
Hi, how are
Hello.
you?
Not bad.
It
Not
feels
too bad.
ridiculous. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Good. It feels ridiculous to ask you this question right now, but I was wondering what the challenges are for the Tim thing in this most recent chapter.
Hmm. What, just now, you mean?
No, just like I guess, or more, it's a question of, yeah, challenges in general for the Tim character.
Hmm.
Or is there still an appearance? It might be two separate questions, but is there still sort of an appearance of growth? Does that word mean anything? Is there an appearance of challenges and overcoming challenges?
Hmm.
And it
I
doesn't
don't,
matter.
I don't know. Um, yeah, money.
Yeah, money. Yeah.
It's everyone.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah. Fuck.
Give me some more money. Yeah, money. I,
Yeah.
I just think because I don't know,
Yeah.
fucking bills.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's so expensive to be alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even a frugal existence seems really quite pricey.
Right, right. Yeah, I remember I made a decision that I just wasn't going to worry about money in my lifetime. And then like you spend all your time worrying about money because you have no money, because you haven't sort of made decisions
Yeah,
to
yeah.
value it.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's very different to how it used to feel, but there's still, yeah. If you say what concerns me,
Yeah, yeah.
but
That's
uh,
cool.
but I'm not afraid like I used. There's much less fear around it. There's still
Yeah,
concern, but I mean, I used to be terrified
yeah,
because it
yeah,
would it would it
you-
would reflect really badly on me if I can't pay my bills.
yeah,
Now I just
yeah,
want my bill. Now I just want my bills paid,
yeah,
and I don't care how they're paid. I
yeah, yeah.
just you need to be warm in the winter in the UK.
Yeah, yeah. It can be frustrating.
Um, is that the kind of thing you meant?
Yeah, just like yeah, exactly what I
I'm going to
meant.
say
That's exactly what I meant.
I'm going to say I'm concerned about everything that I've always been concerned about.
Yeah,
My family, my friends, my health.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly the same, but it all feels very different because none of it.
Okay. Thanks.
I
Yeah.
would say the concerns aren't any different at all.
And what about like, are there, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Are there big feelings that come up and
Yeah.
like flood the body?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes completely, well, as you know how feelings work from
Yeah.
nowhere. out of nothing,
Yeah.
sometimes totally unidentifiable, and all self has to do is just tell a story to appease, just so that I've got something to hang this feeling on. So
Yeah.
this feeling makes some sense to me.
Yeah.
So what seems to happen now is there's feelings and they can be overwhelming, I I can still there can still be a story created about, okay, that this feeling is because,
Yeah.
but feelings aren't actually because of anything, because
Yeah.
nothing's
Yeah.
because of anything. Feelings are just being human.
Yeah. Like we all have that anger and fear and whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not as angry as I was.
That's okay.
No, genuinely, I'm not, because anger was
Yeah.
fear. So with less fear, there's less anger. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean to say I can't lose my shit. I mean, I can over something quite trivial, but
Yeah.
it's so momentary. There's no emotions are very spontaneous and then
Yeah.
literally gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sadness can be like that. I can be sobbing and then I can be absolutely fine, making a
Yeah.
cup of tea, and I don't even know what I was sad about.
So, and in those moments where like a feeling can live and die in the body, is there an appearance? I mean, it doesn't matter, but is there an appearance of growth that the Tim
Growth.
thing is growing? Yeah, growth and learning. No.
No, there's no growth, there's no decay. Absolutely, there is none. Now, there is a story of decay. My growing days, I think they're over.
Yeah.
Um, well, slightly expanding waistline, but other than that, no, the whole notion of growth is that's all for me. That this doesn't grow.
No, this doesn't grow, but this can appear as growth.
Yeah, that yeah, I mean, if I have to really consciously relate, compare, okay, what is life like now to the past? So if
Yeah.
you ask me what it's like, all comparison is seen as just storytelling. And you can
Yeah.
tell a story. But if you ask me, do I feel that I've grown? No,
Yeah.
no, definitely not. I don't think that I've gone either. That's the other thing, that maybe you're still waiting. A lot of people, like I was going to non-duality meetings, waiting until I wasn't going to non-duality meetings.
Yeah.
The body would go, but I wouldn't be there. You know that?
Yeah. Yeah. I hear what
Well,
you're saying.
that's not going to happen.
Yeah. So
There's,
feeling
there's no one to lose. You will not lose yourself, because
a feeling can
there's no one to lose yourself. Yeah.
sorry, go ahead. Yeah, there's no one to
So,
lose.
a lot of non-dual growth is loss, because you read a lot
Yeah.
or you hear a lot of speakers talking about, okay, this is a losing, not a gaining. So, so self hears that as, okay, yeah, I've tried to gain all my life. I've
Yeah.
tried to improve. Now I'm going
Yeah.
to try and shed everything. I'm going to lose everything. Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
there's no one to gain anything or lose anything.
Right.
They're just equally the same story, just flipped over.
Yeah. So if a feeling came, sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
If a feeling came and a feeling sort of like a feeling of anger came up and it sort of lived and died in the body and there's like, the cursing and whatever, and then sort of a decision was made to sort of respond, whereas like maybe 5 years ago there would have been like more acting out of that. Then it's
No,
just growth in the story.
no, I would say it would just be explosive and done.
Yeah.
Same as everything else.
So I can tell a story of like I knew Tim 5 years ago and he was different and he's
Hmm.
grown, and that's just a story.
Yeah. And I do have people tell me that story.
Yeah.
I do. I don't tell that story, but other people tell that story.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know if I'm different or not, and that's really the truth.
Yeah.
Because you don't either. I mean, you'll make up a story about that,
Right.
or when I say you, a story is made up about anything that's changed.
Yeah. So for this body, Alexis, there can be like a feeling of a challenge and a feeling of overcoming that challenge, like a little
Mm.
game, and it can be very playful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could still play that game.
Yeah.
There could still be a playing of that.
Yeah. But it's just the one thing appearing as that.
It's just the thing about all the games and all the stories, they're very serious when they're about me, when they
Mm,
relate to my life, and
mm,
especially the progress, the growth, because you said about growth right from the
yeah.
beginning, and that's what self is all. I'm still growing, I'm still developing. There's still so much more I could do. There's so much I could learn,
Yeah.
places to see. It's this notion of growth when actually there is
Right.
neither. uh, this
Yeah,
kind
it's
this
fun.
kind this kind of a night, because that's all hopeful, that, and all those stories do get, they can still exist, but they have no weight, they have no significance, no meaning, no
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
uh, when I'm speaking to people, I just play along,
Yeah.
and I play along with what they might say about me as well. I don't say no, there's no one here to grow on, because they already think I'm very weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't try and fuel
Yeah.
that sense of, oh, he's a bit odd already.
Yeah, there doesn't have to be like a preaching,
No, not at all. No,
and there's no truth being pointed to or proclaimed.
no, this is not the truth.
So, yeah.
This is neither true nor false.
Yeah, there's less of an interest of truth
Yeah,
happening.
yeah. This is
The
this
mystery
is
is more interesting.
yeah. This is equally real and unreal. You can't get more mysterious than that.
Yeah,
So this is all that's known, and it's completely unknowable.
right.
And then people go looking for mystery. Well,
Yeah,
it's everywhere. It's all mystery.
it's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
The mundane is the mystery.
yeah,
So
yeah,
this is the end of mysticism and the mystical and the spiritual. The spiritual and the corporeal, they're not two. It's every
right.
it's there aren't these divisions
Yes,
that we
yes.
want to put in place just so that we can sound clever, really.
Yeah,
Actually, no one knows what's going on. No
yeah,
one knows what this is. No one understands it. And
yeah,
that's beautiful.
yeah. There's no one to understand it or anything.
No. And yeah, life's much simpler without that constant need to know.
Yeah,
You don't need to know.
no, no. Yeah, it can be enjoyed or not enjoyed as well.
Yeah, and you don't have any say in that either.
No, no one, no one to have a say. Yeah.
No, whatever's said or not.
Yeah, well, it felt really funny to have this question about challenges and then have all these challenges just like present themselves beforehand and then still, the body still asks the question when it's so obvious.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Alexis. Challenges is the whole concept of challenges is interesting because really most people's what they call challenges is keeping themselves safe and those that they care about safe. That's the challenge. And of course, that's utterly futile. There's no safety, none. And strangely, that's incredibly peaceful. You're not safe or unsafe. I've just scrolled through the participants and I've seen Tim Cliss and looks just like Darren. That was quite disconcerting. I do think over time we're morphing into one, you know, I'm either his doppelganger or he's mine.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Can I get one? I really liked what you said to Alexis. It's kind of refreshing to hear that sometimes. That whole idea that what you take to be you will sort of disappear somehow.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
If you disappear, if you don't turn up anymore, you won't notice.
No.
No.
Mm.
I mean, that's why I talk about disappointment. Fucking at least let me be there to see my own demise, to my own absence. No,
Yeah.
you don't. No, you're not going to get that.
No. And the
It's, it's,
expectation is,
it's as wishful thinking as I think I said this before, but it's the same wishful thinking or magical thinking that I can be at my own funeral and just bathe in the immense sorrow at my passing. Of course, I want to be there for that. I mean, it's my big day. It puts my wedding into perspective. My big day is my funeral when people are going to write beautiful eulogies about me. Well, you're not going to be there.
no, it's almost like a sloping off. Somebody sloped off from the funeral and nobody really noticed that they went.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. No, you're not going to be there.
Oh,
And it's not that you're not here. I can't emphasize that enough either. It's not that you're not here. It's that you're not here to be here or not here. It's not, you can't be here and you can't not be here.
Lauren has a hand up.
Hi, Lauren. Hello.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Um, is it like seeing yourself in the third person in a way?
No.
No. Like,
I,
okay.
no, it's not like seeing yourself in the third person because you can't see yourself. What I'd suggest, Lauren, is you already can't see yourself, but there's still a very powerful, I don't know what we're going to call it, illusion or delusion that you can see yourself. So I don't know if
Yes.
you've ever even thought about that. That's immediately two of you straight away, one that sees the other one.
Yeah. Um,
So no, it isn't third, but I will say it's easy to talk about myself in the third person. Whereas I would have thought it was really odd. When there was a conviction of meanness, then it would have been really odd to talk about myself as Tim Cliss.
Yeah, yeah.
But because I'm not Tim Cliss, then it seems perfectly all right to talk about Tim Cliss just as I might talk about Lauren Rock.
Right.
There's really no difference.
Yeah. And there's a, well, is there a lack of like it's impersonal in a way to see the body and to uh realize, you know, the trajectory of the day or of a situation. It's just sort of neutral.
Yeah, much more neutral about the body than,
Hmm.
yeah, much less body consciousness.
Yeah.
It can still turn up, but there's always parts of your body that you really dislike, and you've always this, that I don't know, you were shamed as a kid. I know which
Mhm.
parts of my body I was shamed as a kid and became ashamed of, and was very
Mhm.
self-conscious about.
Yeah.
It's nice not to have that anymore.
Hmm. Well, yeah. I I feel like I'm just bombarded by messages about manifestation, and everything
Right.
is, you know, the cause. What's the cause and how do we achieve? And it's just,
Mm-hmm.
and there's
I
so
know.
much financial scarcity in the world today. And it's just noise, I guess. You just turn down the volume.
Um, it's it's not that no, it's not like turning down the volume. I still hear that, and I just go, it just washes over as nonsense. And I just it can sound arrogant, and in a way it kind of is arrogant because I there's no doubt that there is no cause.
Really.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so refreshing. Yeah.
Nothing is caused.
Mm.
This hasn't come. This isn't due to some other happening. This is the
Mm.
only happening. Always happening. Only what's happening. So the whole notion of what was before this created this, caused this. I mean, very simply, that's how virtually everyone sees life rationally, as life is linear, and what came before created this, and what is happening now will create the future. No, this is uncaused.
Hmm.
And it's not only nothing to do with you, it's nothing to do with anyone or anything. It's whole and complete. So there isn't a before and after this.
Yeah. When you were saying that to someone just before, it was just really, it made sense, if I can put it that way.
I know it is a funny thing to say. It makes sense when, of course, it makes absolutely
It
no
makes no
sense. But
sense.
no, but
Yeah.
I've always said the same. I mean, I went to
Yeah.
see Tony Parsons for years, and I would come back, and it had made perfect sense to me, and I'd tell my friends, and they'd go, "That makes no sense."
Hmm.
And then I realized, okay, yeah, so it is slightly different how it's heard here than other people hear it, because immediately so we use the word resonate. If this does resonate, it's totally doubtless. That's it. And ever since I heard this, it's been doubtless.
Hmm.
What seemed to happen in the short term in the story, I kicked up a lot of fuss because it wasn't going to be good for me. I kind of knew that. Self kind of knew this isn't going to be good for your career progression.
Yeah.
No, it's not. And that has turned out to be true.
Mm,
But again, it's
interesting.
just this, but again, I say all that and it's relatively true, but again, complete nonsense because none of that ever happened.
Right. Bizarre. Bizarre.
I mean, how that makes sense. I mean, you're not
Mm.
going to tell me that makes sense, are you?
Well,
Kind of.
uh, it just is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is, and what it is, we don't know what it is. We can say whatever you say about this is about this. It's not what this is.
Yeah.
You can only talk about what this is.
Mhm.
Everyone knows there's nothing else but this.
I'm just thinking about how I wanted to be at a meeting so badly. And then I finally got the chance to sign in here. And I felt so good to be here. And then I was just now thinking, like, well, why? What if I just started holding forth about this at my office? You know?
But well, I
If
guess you'll have.
everybody knows.
Yeah, I'm not going to recommend it. If you find it happening, yeah, don't. Well, you just don't have any expectations about how it will go down. It's not likely. It's not likely to go down well.
Yeah, I guess, eh? Well,
Um,
yeah, I'm just glad to be here. So
oh, thanks, Lauren. Nice to have
mm,
you here.
thank you.
Anita. Hi, Anita.
Hi, Tim.
Hi there.
Yeah, I'm still touched by this message, which is not a message. To hear there was no cause.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I was wondering, a lot of people are struggling with a feeling or a sense of being not good enough.
Yeah.
And that's in the story, of course. It's in
Yeah.
personal um, in a way, there is no such thing of not being good enough, of course.
No.
No, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I. I. I think there are some selves who feel good enough, but they're rare. I haven't met many. The sense I had of myself, and it was very facade. It was very for show, and I hid my weakness, and I hid my fear, and I hid my sorrow. Um, and that was because I was very afraid that if people saw who I really was, if I really was open about how it felt to be me, people would see me really very negatively as a failure. Intense fear of failure. And virtually every self I've ever met has that. And one of the motivations to speak about this is there is no possibility of failure or success. The impossibility of success is is the most wonderful liberation. That's more wonderful than the impossibility of failure.
Mhm.
There are no human beings who are more successful than other human beings at being human. It's a given. You can't fail. Others will tell you you're failing. You grew up being told all of your shortcomings and you took them as true. And your strengths, by the way, you know, what you're wonderful at. Oh, you're wonderfully gifted at that. That's just as big a curse as what you're shit at, by the way. It's nothing worse than being told, oh, my Tim, he's so gifted at, oh yeah, until I meet someone who is 10 times more gifted, and then I feel like a piece of shit because I'd rested my my success as a person on that. So that was in football for me, but I think it would be the same in music, in any pursuit, you know. So your gifts are just as much fodder for me to feel bad about me, not good enough about me, to keep having to keep working on me so that I can grow and develop. And well, there's no one to grow and develop.
Wonderful, Tim. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks, Anita. But this sense that that's the sense of not enough. This is always enough, whether there's a sense of not enough or too much or just about right. It's all okay. It's all enough. It's all there is.
Rena says in the chat, deep longing for home seems to be so heartbreaking because you can never feel whole and complete.
Yeah. A long time before I stumbled across non-duality, I was always any story which was about homecoming. I just even remember Sunday school of the prodigal son. I just remember that being really very significant and profound. And this longing to come home. I read, you know, new agey stuff about homecoming, returning back to Eden, you know, having been cast out. I think the whole sense of me is you've been cast out. By being me, I'm separate. I'm apart from everything else. So the whole sense of being me is the absence from home, is the apartness. So then, I mean, it is really very tragic. The whole quest for me to return home is absolutely doomed to failure.
Yeah.
It's not possible. The one who is seeking to return is the very sense of being away, apart from, separate, isolated. Tiny me in this vast universe. Tiny me in this incredible world that I occasionally feel connected to, but mostly the sense of disconnect is more profound, is more apparent. And so I just long, I'm constantly seeking out those moments of connection with human beings, with nature, with life. So I guess there's nothing more tragic than the story which I would tell, which is that you can't return home. There is no homecoming. There's only home. You didn't leave. You were never apart. There's no one apart and there's no one to come back.
Yeah.
This is home. There's only home. No one lives there. The lights are on. There's no one home. My dad used to love saying that when somebody says something stupid. And that would amuse him to hear me say that. Of course, the lights are on. Yeah. There you go. The lights are on. Not sure what happens when they go out. Don't let anyone tell you that they know what happens when the lights turned out.
Razia has a hand up.
Razia.
Hi,
Hiya.
hi. I think although there is this gradual, like you feel like um, you're losing everything, and you cannot, and you are separate. But at the same time, there is this knowing that you are not separate, that talking is happening and crying is happening and every other thing is happening. You're cooking and doing everything. But there's no you that does it. There's no me there anymore.
No.
It's like, yeah, you're just looking at it all and it's all happening. And sometimes there is this, like there'll be this tears and then you're wondering, why are you crying? What's happening? Like, where are the tears coming from? Why are there tears? Who is this that cries? And, or who is this that laughs? Or I don't know, but sometimes it's so, and somehow you know that you're not the same person that woke up in the morning or the one that is going to sleep at night. But you are just this presence here, right now, right here. The past is over. You think you got up in the morning. You think you were a person, but you are a different person. It's like somehow or the other you have changed. You're seeing life are totally different. Something is there now, and you are like stuck. I can't say stuck in the present, but it seems to be like, And
It
yeah.
can seem to be.
Yeah.
But
And
you're
yeah.
not really a different person.
Yeah. You're not, but you're
No,
not the same person. You're like, okay, yeah, you cannot be a person because, I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
no.
The term,
I know, I know what
term
you mean.
makes sense. Yeah. But I mean, if you think about it, like you're waking up in the morning, right, that, and you're thinking like, hey, I got up, like, but there's that feeling that someone got up. And there's a feeling that someone will go to sleep. And between that, there's that guilt sometimes of the past. Right. But in this moment, there's no guilt. We're interacting here. But there must have been something or the other that I did in the morning. Oh, I forgot to get up on time. The guilt, you know? And then now there's no guilt in this moment when I'm interacting with you. I'm not
No,
feeling. But the moment I get into the past, I get into my head the story, then the guilt arises. Oh, I get to the future now and I start thinking about, hey, I'm not satisfied with my present financial conditions. Things are happening in my life right now. And how do I deal with that? So the fear of the present, of the future comes into the present. We bring in it
yeah,
because
it
our
can do.
thoughts are, yeah. But if I'm dealing with what's happening right here, right now, there's nothing there. And
Well,
somehow when I do,
you're not actually dealing with what's here and
yeah,
now, though.
but yeah, it's seeming that there is a one that is here.
You
And
know, the thing about dealing with things is that you're no more dealing with what is happening now than you are dealing with the future or the past.
yes,
You're not dealing with what's happening.
yeah, there's no one.
No one's dealing with this.
Yes,
There's no separation. This is just happening, including everything you say, what you're doing. What you're doing is not separate from what's happening. It is what's
yeah,
happening.
exactly. So that fear that seeming fear that we have, like, okay, I'm going to thinking about my financials and how am I going to
Yeah.
cope and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like it's from the future because we're thinking about what we're going to do there. But right now, there's nothing there. Like you just on this basis, whatever I'm saying and what you are saying, that fear is not there. The guilt is
No.
not there. Yeah, but but like sometimes you can't say it properly. But thanks. Thank you.
Oh,
Love
thanks,
you.
Rabia. Thank you.
Freddie has his hand up.
Who does?
Freddie.
Hi, Fred. You're muted,
Oh,
Fred.
yeah. I don't.
All right. Maybe that's better.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I think you're muted.
Am I?
Oh, I can't hear you, but
Oh, that's interesting, Freddie, because when
hang on.
when we couldn't hear you, you weren't actually muted in
Anyway,
Zoom.
I
Yeah.
had an earphone in, so I think I pulled it out. That's why I can't hear you. But I'll just waffle on and then I'll put my earphone back in to listen to you.
Okay. That's sort of conversation I like. That is
it made me think that when you hold these meetings, and of course it was interesting today because of course it was a bit late and the technical snafus. That I don't know about everybody else, but I was certainly looking forward to your meetings, and I listen to you all the time. And part of that is the recognition that that human beings interacting seems to be 99% of the time, certainly in my life, is that there is an agenda in regard to the interaction, and everybody's there for a reason. And this is such a unique meeting in that there is seemingly no well, not even in interaction. There's just agendaless now, or this is just happening. And that is I've got to say, such a balm to be in the presence of other people and to not have an agenda. And I just want to say thank you for, maintaining these meetings, because it's such a, well, balm is a good word, really. And also just to say that I recognized the differences in my life, having discovered, or as you say, being bitten by the got the venom in my blood. That I first recognized the absence of deep or frustration, because I was riding my bike, a push bike, and suddenly the chain came off and I was in a hurry to get somewhere, and there was no frustration. I just took the bike, I turned it upside down, and I found myself enjoying putting the chain back on. Nice. And it was just what was happening, rather than me being terribly frustrated. And so that was certainly a difference that I noticed. But anyway, now I'm going to put my thing back in to listen to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the only service that I've rendered you, Freddie, that you can now put your fucking chain on without throwing a tantrum, that's quite wonderful enough. Oh, thanks, Freddie. I appreciate that. But yeah, I still like the story of once you're bitten. Yeah, there's no. You can do bloodletting. You could do all kinds of things to try and you could try and find anti-venom treatments. I'm suggesting none of them are going to work. That's how it seems to be. Well, there is no cure for this. I mean, that's quite a good analogy. You'll just stop looking for cures.
Yeah.
There isn't a cure for life, is there? I mean, how ridiculous. Because really, all myself's always trying to do, I need to inoculate and vaccinate myself against life in order to keep safe. I mean, it's so tragically comic. There's no safety. This is absolutely fucking wild. You have no say over it whatsoever. That's the unconditional love. Unconditional means wild, free, chaotic, unpredictable. Unknowable. That's unconditional. It's everything that self thinks love isn't. Love is cuddly and pink and warm and safe. Well, this fucking isn't, is it? It's wondrous. It's wondrously ordinary. But it's not safe. Really, I would say that the peace, the ease, and the rest is that I'm no longer looking for security. The absolute constant preoccupation with keeping myself safe. Doesn't turn up. So you spend a lot of time looking out of the window, see what's passing by. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for all your help, Darren, and
Thanks, Tim.
being Tim Cliss today.
You're welcome.
I might have to give you a ring later to see if I can sort my Zoom out.
Yeah, okay. We'll figure that out. Just
Thanks everyone. Thanks for coming. Lovely to see you all.
Same.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks.
Thank you, Tim.
Oh, you're welcome.